accomplished a lot financially. You need to not play down though. That's the other end of that thing. Because you're financially okay, good, great, you shouldn't play dumb. Because remember, there was a time you wanted this. So you have to accept it. There is nowhere in any of the scriptures that those great prophets were told they were so poor. They had those that chose to eat locusts and honey and stay in the desert. But then Solomon, they still cannot calculate the wealth of Solomon. Does that mean it was bad? He used it to create huge temples. He used it to do things for them at that time. So when we have this notion that the finance is the root of all evil, it is not. It is a fruit of work, of diligence. How you use it is a choice. You could take a whole bag of money and fill an entire house with it. Unless something disrupts it, it stays put. So how can it be this root of all evil? If you have that thought, then you're going to be stressed whether you have money or you don't have money. You're going to be afraid. If you have it, oh my God, I won't get into heaven. And the thing is though, wanting to get to heaven is not the point. That is the destination. The journey to the destination is what is important. What you're going to do on that journey to get to that destination. How you're going to feel about others and even yourself. You can be Scrooge or you can be the new Scrooge. So you see, money is not a source of stress. It is something that will help you spiritually and give you mental peace. You know you have financial prosperity. You're able to sit in quietness and quiet dignity and realize, I do not have to stress. I am able to pay for somebody to shovel the snow. I'm able to have help as I age to take care of me. I'm able to have help in the home to do the things I'm not capable of doing or I choose not to do. So how could that be evil? Think of it. So, are you working for your money or is your money working for you? So let's talk about shifting from a spirit of fear to a spirit of stewardship. So, ask yourself this question. Is my money working for me? Or am I working for my money? So we have to decide, it's not only physical work that is work. If you're constantly in fear that your money, you will lose it one day and you won't have anything when you get old, that is the money. But you are now slaving and keeping yourself in that doldrum of saying that you're the one working, see? It's not the physical, you did that already. And now you have some money put aside. And you're looking at it and you're afraid to spend it. Because so that means all your energy, all your emotional situation is going towards keeping it. Remember Scrooge? Would you like to see yourself like that? Ask yourself that question. But you know how you make your money work for you? By giving the money task to do. That's how it works for you. So you give the money a job. You go pay for a brand new roof. You bring somebody to do this. You buy me this. You allow me to have money to buy a gift for myself, my wife, my children in abundance, however I choose to do it. Yes, that's what it is. That's when your money works for you. So we need to know that there's a difference. All kinds of work, mental work. Okay, the person that works digging a ditch, the person that works on the farm, the person that works on construction, and the person that works with their brain, which one you notice ages first? Can you answer that question? If you are an observer of life and you study others, you are going to find out the person that works digging ditches, sweating and being in the sun ages slower than the person that uses just their brain. They go gray, they get more frowns, they lose their complexion because they're indoors. They're sitting. Their legs get weaker. But the one that's outside plowing and doing, they actually look younger for a longer period of time. So you see, if you have come to the time of your life where you have financial security, have you spent the time out of pushing and working for it, and now you're sitting and you have it? Have you ever said to that money, thank you? Or have you ever said, I am so happy and grateful that I have money to pay for my living expenses? My mother told me, if we treated each other like we treat our money, we would have no friends. As you know, she was in business from the time she got married. And when people paid her with paper money that would crumble and crush, before she took it to the bank, she would take an iron and press it out. And she always said, know where your money is. I know these days you don't have money. People use cards and dip and point and click, and maybe that's why we're in that mess, right? But she said the faces should face towards you on that money. The larger bills at the back and the smaller bills to the front. Order. I have something that I do. And I'm going to ask those of you who can pick up your pocketbook or your purse, your wallet, whatever it is you keep your money in. When I go to do a financial workshop, one of the first things I ask people to do is give me your wallet, or take your wallet. If there's lots of, I'll take one person's wallet. And I will say, let us see what you're keeping in your wallet. When you notice that your wallet, where money, or your credit card, which is a form of money, or your debit card, which is a form of money, is situated, and that pouch, that wallet is unable to close, that tells me you have a mess in the wallet. And where there is a mess, money wouldn't stay. Money needs air to breathe. The more you try to strangle your money, is the more it goes. Because that is an emotional mess when you open this wallet. A wallet is supposed to hold what is precious. It gives you places to hold important documents, pictures of your children, your family, your dog, your cat, your mouse, whatever you have that's important to you. But for some reason, when we go shopping and they give us a receipt, we put the receipt exactly where the credit cards, the money is, and just, we never take them out. We just keep putting them. And when you're looking for the credit card, you have the wallet and you dig it. You can't find it. You know, it used to be funny to watch a self-employed human being show up at the bank. And they don't know. They came to deposit the check, but they have no idea where they placed it. The man used to be the funniest one. I would just stand there and look with a smile on my face because it's like a show. He's looking for the check the person just paid him. And when he brings his deposit book, it is rolled up like something that was stuck in the wringer washer. And you're looking at it and you're thinking, you don't know where your money is. That's not a good sign. You're not a good money steward. You're not a good keeper of money. And that's why, take a breath. Pause when you get in that car and you're going to the bank. Be purposeful in your action. The same thing when you're going shopping with your money. Know where your money is. Make your money work for you. Stop working for your money. I know it is a common thing that people say. Make your money work for you, meaning invest in it. That's true. You can do that. And you should do that. I am the first one to tell you you need to save. Every paycheck should have a savings. There are some things that I teach those that I coach that when it gets embedded in them, they're like maniacs. Like Kathleen is now in Florida. This girl and her family goes for 4 or 5 trips. Lisa does this thing, not this Lisa, the other Lisa. Lisa does that too. But I didn't coach this Lisa, I got the other one. And they are, because you see what, they value themselves to the point they have a vacation account. A certain amount of money goes in there every paycheck towards vacation. The money, that's from the common knowledge we know of working for you. Money goes into their 401k, their RRSP, every paycheck. Money goes into the account for them to purchase a home if they don't have one. And maybe you look at your little seed of money today, but remember, if you truly want to know how a seed can grow, take a pen and make a dot and look at that dot. That is the size of a lettuce seed before you get this bunch. Without that seed, there is no lettuce. Without the seed that made you, there is no you and me. Was it big? They couldn't see us on our journey with the naked eye. They can't. But here we are, full grown. So that tells you, if nature is doing this thing for that, why can it not do it for my money? Have a vacation account. It mightn't be $1,000 and you might not be able to go somewhere hot for $2,000 the first time. But just in case in the summer you can take your children to several different venues because you had $500 saved for that. We know the expenses that we have. Therefore, we should prepare for it. I personally do not like that term, to save for a rainy day. I don't want to be in a rainy day. I save, and I'm saying to you, save, so you have the ability, you have the choice to make some difference in your life and in the life of those you love. I have spent my career as a financial planner, and I learned one thing besides all I learned too from the beginning. Prosperity isn't about what you hoard. It's about what you manage. Let's align your wallet with your values. So true prosperity is not coming to the point where you have the money, you got the money, you worked for the money, you saved the money, and or you hoard the money. So those of you that on TikTok, because they tell me my followers are 18 to 24, and then some from 45 to 55. So let's hear this. Those of you who have older parents, let us talk about money in the 401k and money in the RRSP, Registered Retirement Savings Plan. You're 71 and you're allowed to take some money out. So just in case you want to know, if you cannot transfer the holding of the retirement account money to a spouse, therefore it goes to your estate, it goes to your children. On your death, whatever money is left in that is taxed at 53 cents on every dollar. So do the math. That leaves you with 47 cents. So you're very proud, you're very happy, you feel very ready to believe that money to your children. It will not be transferred to them in kind, meaning not as an RSP. It will be transferred to them as a taxable money. It will be taxed because there's a beneficiary. So when that money gets on top of their current salary, it's going to be taxed. So that brings the tax bracket higher. They might end up with 20 cents on the dollar. So stop sitting on that nest egg and withdraw some when you turn that magical age, because you need to use it. Now, your tax rate is lower while you're alive. So if you take that money out and you put it in a tax-free savings account, then it really is worth it. At least your family is getting more than they would have gotten, and they wouldn't have to pay tax on that. Or give it to them. So you see, you can make your money work for you in many different ways. You need to listen and learn, absorb, find out, search, ask questions. Don't just assume what everybody say and think it's okay. What works for one person doesn't work for all of us, but we need to know. So that's one of the message I wanted today with this thing, because you see, the whole idea was for me to remove the fear from money and replace it with stewardship. We spent 4 days talking about all of those other pillars. But the thing is that when we do something amongst the 4 other pillars, we blame finance. It's always financial. It's always financial. No, it's not. Finance is usually the symptom, and the cause lies in one of the other pillars. Your attitude, your emotional attitude towards money. Do you hoard it, or do you spend it and not realize what you're doing? When you find yourself saying to yourself, I deserve it, I just have to have it, I deserve it. Really? Is that a reason to go shop? Choose how you talk about it. It's not like that. That emotion is to save. When you're going to say, I have to save, I must save. That's how you put that emotion there. But when you're going to spend, you have to be cautious. You pause. You do a little qigong. You bring yourself down. And then you relax. And you do it again. And then you say, now, is buying this thing in this moment going to take me closer or further away from my dream, goals, and desire? Question. Simple question. Ask yourself. So, in these uncertain times, right? It's uncertain times. The economy is everywhere. Prosperity is about how you manage your money. When you need the money, you have it. And when you have the money, you're creating peace in your life. So look at the last 3 purchases you made. Did they support your spirituality or physical pillars? And list why you made those purchases. And then we're going back to the wallet. You thought I would leave you hanging, eh? Clean out your wallet. Take the receipts for the things you spent money on away from your wallet. It has no value anymore. It's gone. When you mix it with money, you're telling the money, I don't care about you. Go where this receipt was, where it came from. And it's a mess. So take the receipts out and put them in an envelope, so later on, if you need them, you can find them. And you can always do what the Japanese custom is. Take your time to polish your coins. Okay, so we don't have money. Very few people have coins. But the same way, take your time and look at your portfolio. When I say portfolio, I don't mean you because everybody has investment. Look at your account. Sign on. And sit there and look at it. Sign on next week and sit there and look at it. And see what's going on. Do not wait for the money to have gone by some fraudster for you to realize, oh my God, I have no money. Or an action that you have has taken off. That, for example, you have a subscription, you have no money, la 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 la, da 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 da. You didn't know, did you? Because you haven't checked that account for a while. You need to do that. I notice when I talk about finances that many people say it's okay for you. You have done it already. But I could not and cannot and did not get here where I am in this moment of time talking with you without having traveled the journey and taste the journey. Taste the progress on that journey. So stewardship with money is realizing that you are the manager of your resources. Nobody else is supposed to do it for you. Whether you have a little or a lot, you handle it properly. It determines the stability of your other 4 pillars. When you handle your money properly, the other 4 pillars really enjoys it. But when you take the excuse and you throw it at me, and when I ask you a simple question, when I'm doing a course with you, and I ask you, do you want to be rich? And you do this to me. No, I don't want to be rich. I just want to be comfortable. What is comfortable? Describe comfortable to me. And you will notice that while you're describing comfortable, you are really needing a lot of money to get that comfortable life you desire. But when you fold your arms, what are you doing? You're holding yourself back. You say, money, stay away from me. I don't want too much money. And when you make comments about people who have more money than you and call them greedy and you don't know them, assumptions, you're not supposed to do that. Then you're not going to get any if all you do is to criticize those who you purport to be wealthier than you. Your business is to stay in your lane. And when somebody asks you, would you like to be rich? Yes, I would. Especially after this winter. Wouldn't you like to be away every week somewhere? Well, I'm done. I'm get a plate. You can't do that if you're not rich. If you're not more than rich. Rich doesn't mean you need $2 billion. Rich means you have money to pay for your living expenses and you do not have to worry about it. That's peace of mind. That's good stewardship. So when we hide our weakness, our not worthiness, because they told us we shouldn't love money, we shouldn't like it, we should, the things people say about money. What are we doing? When we do that, we are stopping the flow of money towards us. We hide behind religion because they say that money is the root of all evil. The rich man who is not going through the camel or whatever. I don't know why that man wanted to go through the eye of some needle to get to the camel. I could do it and he couldn't do it. This is really confusing to me. I have somebody to explain that. But the very same pastor tells you, I need my own private plane. Everybody donate money so I can get my own private plane. So I don't have to try and fly coach. Not good for me. But the same pastor tells you, hey, you need not have money because it's the root of all evil. And that stupid rich man had so much money that the camel that had nothing went through the eye of the needle. And he didn't get to go through the eye of the needle. He didn't go to heaven. But I need a plane. We need to have a plane for our church so I can travel in my own plane. So you have to stop and weigh this thing, man. And say, what is this person talking about? For you to have a plane, we have to give you money. And you have to have money to buy one. So when you're doing what you do and you're fearful of getting money because you believe that is your only way to heaven, Again, this is the most confusing book in the world, is the Bible. If Jesus paid the price for my freedom, why do you want to tie me down? That's a question I want to ask. Why do I need to do all the things that you're telling me to do when the man said I paid the price for your freedom? I wonder what the minister would say to me. They would chase me out of the church. I know they would. So you see, you cannot be physically healthy if you are stressed about what money you have and how much debt you have. If you have money, when the bills come at the end of the month, you can pay it off. So you will not be stressing yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, not making a choice for something lovely because you know you do not have the money. The thing is to be grateful where you are. Be a good steward of your money. Save it. So when you get to the point where you want to relax and enjoy it, relax and enjoy it. I will close with this story because it is important. And the story is like this. It's a real story. This man from a western city in Ontario and his wife were on their computer. And these people said they're calling, they're from the bank, they send a message and click here and there's fraud going to happen on your account. Going to happen on your account. Listen carefully. And therefore, what you should do is allow us to get into your account and you are going to work with us to catch this fraudster that are trying to get into your money. Real true story. And they cultivated a relationship with these two people in their 70s for months. They're not in a hurry, you know. They're like a nice fisherman standing in the river and just casting his string and casting it. They're not going to push you. Sometimes they do. But when they come for the big ones, they don't push you. They cultivate a relationship. They tell you all sorts of things. After a while, they take the money. We'll give it back. Once we catch those things, we're going to give it back. You go to your bank and you tell them, and your financial planner, advisor, person, banker, manager say to you, listen, this sounds like fraud. You shouldn't do it. But they're going to catch you people that are causing the fraud. They're so already in tune. They got them, they manipulated their mind. So this couple allowed these people to take over all of their money, including $1 million. It's $1 million that they lost. When they got the one in the news, their faces were hidden, and this is what they said. Listen carefully. That's why I'm telling you. Give what you can give to those you have to give it to while you can see the smile on their face. This money was from some inheritance we got. This money was from the sale of our home. This money was some investment we also did. And this money, we were supposed to leave for our son. And now we don't have anything. And to compound it, we now owe the government $100,000 in taxes because we also cleaned out our retirement account. So, you see, whatever you have that you can give to your children without making a big kahoo, give it to them. Waiting for them to look at you dead in the coffin, stiff, and they're saying thank you is not the answer. Give me the rose when I can smell it. Works both ways. You give it to them, they might say, oh, mom, oh, dad, you shouldn't do it. But, thank you very much. And then maybe, just maybe, you might see a change in their life with that money. And there you are. You get your satisfaction. So this has been a week of taking the 5 pillars and bringing it in different ways for you. We'll do a recap. Not today, but I want you to know that it has been an amazing experience for me with these 5 pillars this week. This is my core. And what I want you guys to remember, I want to show you something. This is the 5 Pillars of Prosperity book, right? Is it? Yeah, here it is. And this, oh, I should have brought it. This is my very first book. It's upside down because I didn't have this thing. It's Controlling the Debt Monster. When I started writing this book in 2002, my manager of financial services saw me writing by hand in the lunchroom. And he said to me, "What are you writing?" I said, "A book on finance." And he said to me, "Do you know how many financial books are out there?" And I said, "Yeah." "And what difference will it make you writing this book?" I said, "Because you see, this book is not written for the sophisticated investor. This book is written for the couple that met in university and they both have student loans and debt. This book is written with the person who was told by their parents never get a credit card. This book was written for the new entrepreneur who thinks his pocket is his bank. That's who it was. The sad thing is, when he divorced his wife, he said to me, "I picked up your book." I looked at him and I go, "Why?" He said, "You know, it kind of put me back on track. Thank you." I go, "Did you pay for it or did you steal it?" Anyway, so that is one thing you guys can look for. And something that an author never tells people. When you see a price of a book, do not sit there and believe because the book is $30, I don't know how much this is, that the author gets $30. No, the author gets $2 if they're lucky. $1.50 if they're lucky. 25 cents. So when somebody becomes, what they say, a New York Times bestseller, they didn't actually become a New York Times bestseller. What happened was they paid a marketing firm to do that for them, to put them there, hundreds of thousands, 50,000, 60,000 or more. And then when that is announced, then people rush to buy the book because it's a bestseller, and that's how it ends up making. But the initial investment is huge. So when you look at the price of a book and it says $30 or $23, the author will get $1.50 because you see, the more color the book has, the more expensive it is. Hardcover is more expensive. You know all the trick, but just in case, the person who has written the book does not get the full price. So have a wonderful and amazing day. Thank you for coming. I wanted to say all of this because people are asking me questions about book prices, and I need to have that clear. So thank you. It's Friday. It's going to be, it's already -13, -19. Some places are getting tons of snow.